He's never fought us. Not us united.
Die. Oh! I can so see that. That's it. Hello there. Welcome to Comics League Rewatch. I'm Jared. I am here with Nick from the Phoenix Press and JJheat Plays. What's up, boys?
This is the way.
Oh my God! This episode was so much better.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Like, oh my gosh.
Wait. Spoiler warning. You got 10 seconds. Back
10,
away now.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your spoiler warning has been given. All right, so this episode was freaking dope. Compared to the last one, oh my gosh.
I told you 3 was a filler episode.
Oh my gosh. It's a drastic improvement.
And it moves the story forward beautifully. You know, we're like...
And let's not forget a very potent flashback scene that is more significant.
So
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this.
Yeah,
I honestly think Bo-Katan doesn't really have a play here. I think she's just getting more in touch with the Mandalorian side. I think seeing the Mythosaur and actually belonging to the clan and like they honestly I think she's really becoming more of a Mandalorian. I think she's honestly like that.
Yeah, they trust her. They because if you notice, it's like when they went to go save that youngling, but a foundling. She was the commander, and they followed her orders without question.
Yeah, and like Paz Vizsla, who's kind of been like a little bit of an antagonist, it's revealed that the one who got kidnapped was his son Ragnar, which. I'm sorry, that's a perfect name for a like Mandalorian kid.
Yes, and by the way, as soon as this episode ends, when he says thank you to Din Djarin, I was like, okay, I get the feeling that that he's gonna be less hostile to Din Djarin now.
I mean, they literally just saved his kid. They risked their lives to save his kid. I mean,
There's no way. It and also, what do you think of Grogu beating the kid at darts? That was so cute.
I love the way they framed it. Like I don't know what the phrase they used. Like they bookended the scene with that. That was such good writing. Mm-hmm. Also, okay, we got to talk about the flashback scene. We got to talk about it.
Yeah, so we finally know who saved Grogu and
it was Jar Jar.
It was technically Jar Jar. So the actor who played Jar Jar in episode 1 returns to Star Wars. This time he's playing a Jedi, not Jar Jar. So he gets a redemption from Star Wars, and in fact, the fact that he's in anything Star Wars is like monumentous because I'm
surprised he even agreed to do it.
They put him through the ringer when episode 1 happened.
No, you need to remember, Ahmad Best got harassed so badly for playing Jar Jar. Like him and Jake Lloyd got it really bad.
Oh, but Lloyd got the worst of it, hands down.
Oh, Lloyd, yeah, but Ahmad Best didn't get any light. But at least Ahmad Best was an adult, so he was a little more emotionally prepared. But even him, he was literally on the side of the Brooklyn Bridge about to commit suicide at one point. So to see him not only back, but like embracing and loving Star Wars, it just feels so good.
And he was really cool. And how about 501st Clone Troopers, voiced by Tamara Morrison? I was like, yes! The boys in blue.
I swear they just have him on on like speed dial.
Mm-hmm. And if they were CGI Clone Troopers, they did not look it. Like, oh my gosh!
I don't know. I think they've actually made actual Clone Trooper armor because like in the prequels it was suits, but I think now they've actually made armor because that looked like actual armor.
That looked like actual armor, but I'm saying if it wasn't, but yeah, but. Going back to the Mandalorian, by the way, this showed how you properly tell two stories. What you do is you alternate between the two. And what's kind of interesting...
Also, if we're going to compare episode 3 and 4, the thing about this one is they had a lead-in. Like you could tell Grogu was traumatized by, like, the hammers. And, like, it's a backstory about a character we care about. Like, and like...
Yeah.
They did a scene transition that was so beautifully with the other one. It was just like a hard cut. It was just like another like what the heck's happening?
I'm just gonna say this: if Yoda's species has roughly 1,000 years age span and life expectancy and good health. Grogu's got to be like what, 50, maybe 75.
He was 50 in Mando season 1.
Yeah, 50, 75. I went too far off.
Because remember, in the when you see Grogu in the flashback, he does visibly look a lot younger.
Mm-hmm. But he's still in that same bassinet, so I'm like, okay. But
I think Grogu, he seems like he's kind of the equivalent of like 6 years old.
Yeah, and now he has his own body armor too. Isn't that awesome? With the mud horn.
Yeah,
I still say finding a balance between Jedi and Mando would have been better, but that's just me. I mean, come on, a Mandalorian with a lightsaber?
No, but dude, first
to
off,
be fair,
that, and second off,
Darksaber was made. So I think because the Darksaber was a Mandalorian Jedi, I think the Mandalorians themselves don't really have a problem with Force users in the ranks. Like, notice how when Grogu, everyone knows Grogu's a Force user. Like, everyone knows that. The whole group. When he used the Force jump, nobody said he was cheating. It's just his natural abilities,
And also, here's the thing, though. Not only that, Grogu chose to go the way of the Mandalorian in the book of Boba Fett. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
But another thing I liked, this was like this gave me mad flashbacks. By mad, I mean awesome flashbacks. I want to be clear on this because pretty much everything of this episode was fantastic. Was
also Bo-Katan.
I'm not done yet.
Sorry.
Was when they're doing the training and it's like, point to this person, choose the rules of this engagement, because that was pretty much in Knights of the Old Republic 2. When you have to earn the respect of the Mandalorians, you fight in the gladiatorial pit, and you can choose like the rules of combat based on who the challenger is.
Oh, I remember that level. That was
I do too. Oh, that was fun.
That was fun as hell. You kidding me? JJheat hates fun.
It was a headache to get through.
JJheat, you just built your character wrong. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? But, and yes, Nick, going back to what you were saying, I also love how, Bo-Katan is basically the kid's mom now. She's like, trust me, I went through the same thing when I was a parent, and don't worry, your father did the exact same thing.
I just love it. Like, just the way Katie Sackhoff spoke was just like, oh my God.
And I'm telling you, they're going to end up together. Her and Mando are going to end up together at some point. They're building that to a degree.
I mean, from a political perspective, it makes perfect sense. Din Djarin is the wielder of the Darksaber, so he has a right to rule Mandalore. So by marrying him, she might, she basically comes to rule Mandalore with him. So,
and by the way, Katie Sackhoff, I've known that she's a fantastic actress, obviously. But when you only see the body acting, in other words, when it's like, because for most of this episode she keeps the helmet on. By the way, she respects Mandalorian tradition. She even asked him, so what happens if you want to eat while in front of people? And then Mando goes, you don't, because she could have easily just taken off the helmet and just eaten it, but she's like, no, I want to respect this culture.
Also,
go ahead.
I really appreciate how they don't deride her for being ignorant. Like, I think it's like, I think on some level they respect her for respecting the culture. Like, okay, you're asking questions. You're trying to do your best. We respect that.
You're making an effort.
And by the way, now whenever she says this is the way, it's sincere now.
Yeah, I really think Bo-Katan's problem was like she's probably been feeling lost. Like, I think the fact that she was in an empty castle alone, I think the fact that she's with people that respect her, I think that's really doing wonders for her mentally.
Well, when you get radicalized, play right into a Sith Lord's hand and get your sister killed, that kind of has an effect on you.
True, but and also if you notice, going back to one of the good parts of the previous episode, you remember at the end when she is welcomed into the covert, she you see the look on her face when she's looking at the mythosaur. And by the way, when she chooses that as her little as her sing it now, I'm like, again, well, no, she tells her, I saw a mythosaur.
Clarification: one pauldron was a mythosaur, one was a night owl.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that, but I'm saying she lost her pauldron, and then she got the new emblem. Then she told the armor, "I saw a mythosaur," and I love the armor's response. "This is the way." And I'm like,
Also, the
okay.
fact that they got 3 new animals. So one of them is going to be ridden by Din. One of them is going to be ridden by Bo-Katan. I think the third one's going to be ridden by Paz.
Yeah, I was about to say Paz probably. And
the mythosaur is definitely going to come into conflict. I think...
there's no way they just bring in a mythosaur and just leave it there and trigger them story-wise.
The fact that they keep coming back to it, it's obviously a plot point. They're signaling that very hard.
Yeah, I think it's going to play into to Bo-Katan's character in the finale, because what I think is going to happen, honestly, is going to end with them deciding to co-lead. Her saying, you know what, having one leader didn't work, and so you have the Darksaber. You're good. By the way, I also have a prediction that she's going to teach him how to properly wield the Darksaber.
He's going to have to fight someone. I think it's going to. He's going to. I think. He's going to fight the mythosaur.
He's going to tame it, is what I think.
He's either going to be a tamer or fight, because remember, Mandalore, it's going to do something with the Mandalorian. It's going to do the Darksaber.
I still say it's going to be a final battle. I'm going to predict the scene, and we'll see how accurate it is. So it's like the last battle, and it's going badly for the Mandalorians, or like they're pinned down or something like that. All hope is lost. Then all of a sudden, out of the ground, like the ground explodes. Mando is on top, is riding the mythosaur with the Darksaber on loft.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that is. I could visually see that, and it's so freaking cool. But by the way, real quick, how nice is it to be excited about Star Wars again?
Yeah, I just hope they don't pull what they did. As long as they don't pull what they did with episode 3, we should be good.
Yeah, which I don't think they're gonna do. I don't know, because I feel like what they're gonna do is that was to set up Gideon, and then they're gonna kill him. Mando's gonna probably lop off his head, because they always do that with lightsabers in the final battle.
I don't know. I think if Gideon's gonna be here, it's gonna be like a last minute thing. I don't think he's gonna be the main villain. Okay. I think the main villain might be the pirates.
But why would the pirates want to take over Mandalore?
Or they just want to loot it. Because remember, everyone thinks Mandalore is cursed. Now that it isn't cursed, it's ripe for the plundering.
But no one knows it's. But as of yet, they haven't found out that Mandalore is not cursed.
Well, there might be the Empire thing, because
that's what I'm saying. Moff.
Possibly, I don't know. The thing is, if he was going to be a factor in this, they would have had him be a part of it.
Yeah, and once again, we're about halfway done with the season, which
also IG-88 is going to return.
Oh yeah, I think he definitely will. It would be nice if we could predict that Cara Dune returns, but we all know that's not possible.
No.
Yeah. We have discount. We have Cara Dune at home. Season 3 gave us that.
Yeah, exactly. But so, and I want to also focus more on Paz, because remember, in the previous season, he in like Boba Fett and in the other seasons, all the way back to season 1, he was hostile to Din for like accepting the Beskar from the Empire.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Paz Vizsla is voiced by Jon Favreau.
Yes, I know. But now it seems like Mando is no longer gonna face any like internal conflicts, and what I mean by that, you don't have to worry about like Paz like betraying him, because Paz freaking owes him and Bo.
Yep.
And also, I think he respects both Bo, and like he probably respected Din a little bit, like the fact that Din was able to beat Paz, even with him like with the Darksaber being gimped, like he probably okay, he's good.
And and he brought back the waters from Mandalore, so he's like, oh wow, yeah, she did it.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of where I've said where I think I've given my predictions for the rest
My
of the season.
prediction?
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. I was exactly going
The season is going to end with Grogu donning a helmet.
And speaking.
Yeah, because they set that up about like, why doesn't he wear a helmet? And he cannot speak. He cannot speak the ways. I think because honestly, Grogu needs to start speaking soon, because him gurgling, while cute and adorable, and I'm certain it sells toys to 35-year-old wine moms, he needs to start speaking.
Call for what it is. Call for what it is.
I know exactly. So JJheat, your predictions.
And definitely an epic battle between the Imperial Remnant and the Mandalorians. That's definitely going to be in the finale. But whether or not we're going to get more, it just depends. Because I know the Ahsoka spinoff's going to happen. The Acolyte spinoff, I think that's in production hell. But I just feel like you could really end it here and it would be a complete story. I don't see this being a season 4.
JJheat, so the Acolyte will not be coming out. I'm not saying that because it's been confirmed. More just like that's pretty clear that's what's going to happen, because I don't know if you heard about the lawsuit going on right now.
Well, they also just hired an intimacy coordinator for that show.
Also, the fact that they're cutting back on, they're really coming back on the Disney Plus budget, so they got to go with, like, if they have to, if they choose between Ahsoka and Acolyte, they're going to choose Ahsoka because
hands down,
like Ahsoka Tano is a main character, and they're going to bring back like Sabine and Ezra and like Thrawn. That thing that'll print money.
Wait, didn't Disney recently fire like their it was some executive they were kind of using as a diversity shield, something like that?
Yeah, that was on the Marvel side.
Okay,
like that was basically the second in command to Kevin Feige. She was the one that's a whole separate issue that doesn't really relate to Star Wars.
But
there was someone who was hired for the Acolyte that Disney kind of screwed over, and she's currently suing Disney. And it's actually a lawsuit, and it's actually it's kind of pending right now, and so that's the big issue right now.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, back to Mando. In terms of we've discussed this, so let's talk. Now that we know how Grogu got out, I think we're done with having flashbacks to the temple, as cool as that is. I thought, honestly, no, you know what I thought? When he lands on the landing platform, by the way, Naboo guards, good to see those guys. I thought... Yeah,
that clip is very clearly Naboobian. That ship is Naboobian.
Yeah, I know, but
That's what she said.
Thank you. I thought that when the gunship lands on the platform, that Darth Vader was going to walk off the platform.
Also, I don't know if you realize or not, but Jar Jar does not die. Jedi Jar Jar does not die. So
yeah, so he could show up in the last battle, dude.
Yeah, we will be seeing him again. The fact that he didn't die says a lot.
Yeah, he got out, or as far as we know, he did. He doesn't die, because remember, Grogu was just left there in that little safe, if you will.
Because remember, we don't know what was happening, what was going on with Grogu during the prequels. I mean, during the classic trilogy. Mm-hmm. Remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. We don't know, and we'll see what happens. So, where I want to... So, I think that's about... We're about 18 minutes.
I just want to say...
Yeah, go ahead.
So, as far as timeline-wise, remember, this was Order 66 when it happened, and there's 20 years in between 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. And the classic trilogy takes place around, 13, 3 years, rough 3 to 5 years is the classic trilogy.
Mm-hmm. 3 to 5.
And this takes place 5 years. So we're talking there's a 30-year gap. I'm doing very rough math here. So there's a 30-year gap of history for Grogu. We do not know.
Mm-hmm. So Grogu was 20 when all that happened? Wow.
Yes.
But so he's basically...
Remember, this is very rough math. This is very rough math I did.
Mm-hmm. But so where was I? Okay. So this is about 19 minutes, but I'm gonna go around, rate this episode on a scale 1 to 10. I say solid 9 because that was incredible.
I would give it a 9 as well. It's a huge step up. Part of me wants to give it an 8.5, but just
Come on, man, be fair.
But no, the justice, justice for Jar Jar, it bumps it up.
You know what? For that alone, I'm giving it a 10. That's it. I'm giving it a 10. They could have easily brought back him as Jar Jar, but no, they gave him a Jedi role, and he kicked ass with 2 lightsabers.
I wouldn't give it a 10 just because I'm being conservative, but I think a 9 is fair. But I mean, you give whatever you want. You want to give it a 10, give it a 10.
All right. One more thing I want to talk about: that jetpack sequence where they're chasing the creature. The entire jetpack dogfight in this, because they communicate to you, because this episode did the best at communicating that the Mandos are experts with jetpacks. Like, oh my god, they nailed it.
Awesome.
JJheat, your rating?
I give it a 9 because although, yes, it was a good win for Star Wars fans. It was a good win, but that alone does not prop it up to a 10. I feel like if I gave that a 10, that'd be showing bias because I did grow up. Because I'm a '90s kid, I did grow up with the prequels.
My man.
Same.
So I think if I gave this episode a 10, that'd be showing too much bias. Because this easily could have been.
I think the reason why I'm giving it a 10 is because for some reason I'm comparing it to last week's episode. Because compared to last week's, it is a 10. It is a 10.
Episode 3 was a filler episode. That's not a fair comparison.
No, but the part it filled with, by the way, JJheat, before you say it, that's what she said. That was extremely boring material.
I gotta be honest with you. When I saw like the Naboobian ship, I was half expecting. Okay,
that's what she said.
I was part of me was like half expecting Padme to walk out, but then again, this is Order 66, so she's on Mustafar at this moment, so.
And remember,
I wonder if he had a hand in this.
Well, remember Bail Organa when he walked onto because this is around this is pre-Anakin going to Mustafar, and she was actually in the Senate building with Palpatine doing his little speech, going the Jedi, the Chancellor's uncovered a plot by the Jedi to overthrow the Republic. So she was a little bit ideologically on that side. But also, again, when that gunship landed on that platform, I half expected Hayden Christensen to walk across it with the blue lightsaber.
Yeah, because this was the Temple Purge. Like, this was that scene from Episode 3. So this takes place during the event. Like, this is pre-Mustafar.
But during the Purge.
During the Purge, and he was there for the Purge.
So Padme could have been... I don't think Padme would have been coordinating. I don't think so.
She was at the Senate building the entire time.
Yeah, she was there. I'm talking about Anakin Skywalker coming off that Republic gunship. I thought that was going to happen. By the way, you notice they changed the sounds of the gunships to reflect the Clone Wars sounds, like with the blasters on the ships and everything.
That was such a nice touch.
I know.
Just like the simulations. Just try spinning.
That's a good trick. I love that. But again, so that's the one thing that I think would have tied it in more. But I guess he was too busy killing younglings. Not just the men.
I hate you.
I hate you. I need that. And by the way, Nick, I did receive your clips. I will upload them to.
Yeah, because I was about to say you have that clip.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
It's not Mando. But once again, by the way, I think we all, when we were watching this out, when we were going into this episode, we were basically thinking to Star Wars.
You have something I want. You may think you have some idea what you are in possession of, but you do not.
I love that. But again,
a lot of mileage out of that clip.
Oh, I definitely will.
Like a panther.
Ask that one. I'm definitely going to use that one. But
too easy.
Exactly.
Too easy.
Way too easy. But what do you think the odds are that we get another solid episode?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Like a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you?
I give it 9 like a banthas out of 10.
I like those odds.
I was saying that up so whenever, for future reference, whenever I say what are the odds of blank, I'm setting up that clip.
I just wish that like I had access to the video board, because my immediate response to like I like those odds would have been Han Solo saying, "Never tell me the odds."
Okay, yeah, exactly. But
It's still Star Wars.
Yeah, it's still Star Wars. That's still works, but it's not Mando. You have to do Mando for
But
Mando.
Han Solo.
But Mando.
But like a Bantha. Your argument is invalid.
No, because Mando technically Book of Boba was season 2.5.
For a few episodes, but not that clip.
And Mando showed up in that show, so it still counts. It's in
But
the
not in that
Mandalorian
episode.
family of. It's in the Mandalorian family of shows.
So
Book
uncivilized.
of Boba Fett was only Mando season 2.5 for like 1.5 episodes, and the episode where Like a Bantha appeared is not one of those episodes.
All right, Nick.
That
I just have one thing to say to that.
I have spoken.
All right. On that note, everyone, gentlemen, where can one find you, and what else do you guys have coming out? I'll start with Nick. And by the way, Nick has some interesting news about his comics. Do you want to tell the audience what happened today?
Well, currently you can find me in hell, where I am right now. Jared being the jailer and the devil himself.
Like a bantha.
That doesn't even work in this context.
Like, Jared, my personal hell is literally going to be me staring at a movie screen where they just replay that over and over again for all of eternity. I want you to know that.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make an edit that's just that clip like 5 times. I'm going to tag you in the post.
No, you need to do Like a Bantha 10-hour playlist.
Yeah, it's just 10 hours of Like a Bantha.
You just post it on your channel as like a joke thing. Like, oh, that's your April Fool's.
That's April Fool's post! Oh my god!
And have it literally be 10 hours of just Like a Bantha over.
Dude! That's a great idea! I should do that! Wow, that's fantastic! And I can market it as I have the best video I've ever done on this channel.
And have it literally be 10 hours of just like...
It'll be 10 hours, yeah. As many times as I can command paste the thing.
That is... Have it be like something absurdly long, like at least 3 or 5 hours, you know?
Yeah, and then I'll just post Like a Bantha 4 hours.
Because like that would be the perfect April Fool's Day post.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and so go ahead, reveal your news to the fans.
So, if you live in the Metro Detroit area, you can now grab Screecher at 4 separate comic book shops. They are available at State of Comics in Plymouth. They are available at A to Z Cards and Comics in Garden City, Michigan. They're available at Green Brain in Dearborn and Plan 9 in Dearborn Heights. And then, depending on how tomorrow goes, they may be at some locations in Ann Arbor, but I haven't gone there yet. They haven't committed yet, so I can't say for certain.
Fun.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. How about you, JJheat?
Well, of course, I got some podcasts coming up. I got SWTOR playthroughs. DC solicitations, that's coming out tomorrow night, so get excited for that.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually just, speaking of DC solicitations, my Tim Drake videos will be coming up this weekend. So please like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we can get to my goal of 200 subs, for the end of the year.
Your goal is to get 2 subs?
My goal is to get 200 subs.
All right. You'll get there. We got you.
Please sub to JJheat.
And in terms of me, on Friday, I'm recording the Jimmy Olsen Under Two Capes episode for release on Saturday. And on Friday, what will be released, I finished the Super Wonder fan edit, which is basically kind of adapting the first arc of the new 52 storyline Power Couple where they fight Zod, except made a movie trailer concept, in other words. And these gentlemen have seen it. If you guys want to really quick rave about it.
It was good. I give it about a 9 out of 10.
Oh, screw you. But what about you, Nick?
I don't. Say again.
About that, I'm asking. So, do you want to give our fan base a little indicator of the quality of the fan edit that I showed you earlier?
I would say it is.
JJheat, you suck.
I would say it is 10 Wonder Bats. It is 10 Wonder Bats
Man, we lost connection to Nick. I don't know what keeps happening with my StreamYard. For some reason, I keep losing connection to these people.
Wonder back. Wonder.
So on that note, I'm gonna call it. So stay.
Excelsior!